I'm going to give a really basic breakdown on how to use Sublime Text. I'm going to grab some files that were pre-made off the 1 month responsive design Dropbox. So once I grab the files and I actually went to the site and I have them, I'm going to drag the file onto the desktop and then put it in Sublime Text and just show you how to make some basic edits, or at least how you would go about making basic edits. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Get it to happen. So basically what I did, I went to 1 month site, I went to their Dropbox. The Dropbox led me to this page, went to download, grabbed as a zip, and I actually already did it. Once I have it as a zip, I'm just using WinRare to rip stuff open. And we're going to key in on this happy birthday project. So what I'm going to do is just focus on this guy. And what we'll do is put this happy birthday project on the desktop so we can use it. So I'm going to just get this. I'm going to drag it down onto my desktop. And it's just going to rip it open real quick. Looks like that completed itself. I just need to go and find it. Let's see. Wow, I see it. Okay. So I got this happy birthday project right here. I'm going to go ahead and open my Sublime Text. Everything's always like a few beats delayed on Hangout, but once Sublime Text opens, I'm just going to drag the folder and drop just everything inside the folder into Sublime, and then I can open up the individual files. Probably end up with 2 windows of Sublime Text for my impatience, but that's sometimes just what you get. Right? Still waiting. There we go. So typically when you open up Sublime, unless you're working on a project, you won't have that I was working on something earlier. So I'm going to just minimize my Sublime. There's a way for you to open up the view here if you don't have it. Right now, I won't go over that. If there's an issue, I can certainly go over how you open up that view. But what you would do is you would grab, for instance, this is the happy birthday project off the desktop, and you just literally put it right in Sublime. Once it's in Sublime, we'll go full screen. You can do anything you want. So basically, you have this folder named Happy Birthday. When you click the drop down, it reveals all the subfolders and subfiles. If I want to individually use like the index HTML to do some changes to the HTML, when I click it once, it shows it. If I double click, it actually puts it up as a tab, just like Chrome or any internet browser makes it a tab. I can go in here, I can manipulate or add code in any way I want to my HTML, because remember, we've got HTML here, and then we've got images here, and then we have our CSS, which is both like a reset CSS and a style.css here. So let's pretend I wanted to open up my CSS as well. Again, a click opens it, but a double click makes it a new tab. So now I have my CSS open, and then I have another tab with my HTML open. I can go in here, I can add, something like color green. And not that I would, because I would have to go ahead and save it. for that change to happen, but I can manipulate this, or I can go in my in my HTML, and I could add another, like an H1 tag, etc. You know, so you can individually edit and do whatever you need to with the individual files within here. As soon as they're in Sublime Text, you can make any changes and follow along with the tutorial. You'll want to frequently hit on a Windows computer Control S. Control S saves everything that you've done. Then another important thing, and you have to be in the index.html or an HTML file to do this. Not with your standard left mouse, but with your right mouse. If you're within the HTML file, you can right mouse click, and then you can open a project in a browser. And whatever your default browser is, like mine's Chrome, it will actually open up the project, and you can see, you know, any of the changes or edits that you've done. And you know, the site's very basic at this point, so that's what you've got. Again, once you've unzipped something, get that out of there. Once you've unzipped something, you simply drag and drop it into Sublime. You can get rid of tabs that says that and say the changes. That's okay. No, we won't. No, we won't for the moment on this. But again, if you click a file once you see it, if you double click it, it turns into a tab. Again, I'm going to look at my CSS, then I'll double click it, and it turns into a tab. So if I want multiple files within my folder open, I double click, I can view it, I can edit it as I see fit. So that's just a very basic overview of using Sublime Text. Hopefully that's helpful to some degree, and you can benefit from it. Thanks.